All right, let's get started. Bismillah. Please confirm once again. Can you all hear me clearly? Is my audio clear?
Yes.
Jazakallah khair. Bismillah, let's get started. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Indeed, all praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We praise Him and seek His help and forgiveness. We seek refuge in Allah from our soul's evil and our wrongdoings. He whom Allah guide, no one can misguide, and he whom Allah misguides, no one can guide. I bear witness that there is no God except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone without any partners, and I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is his abd and final messenger. Sending durood upon our Nabi, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad, kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad, kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I welcome you all to ALMPG's Let's Perfect Resume webinar. I'm looking forward to all of you to share this platform, and we learn something new from this webinar today, inshallah. So let's see what's our agenda for today. Our agenda, as discussed or as mentioned earlier in our emails or in our announcements, we want to perfect our resume and cover letter. So my major focus will be on resume building today and on tips and tricks to crack any interview. Doesn't matter it is in person or phone interview. And then we will learn how to succeed, and then some du'as and acts from Quran and Sunnah. And at the end, we will take some Q&A, okay? But if you have any questions, please feel free to type it in the chat box, and I will try to answer those as well. Jazakallah khair. Before we begin, I want to give a little bit of my introduction. I'm a husband and a father, alhamdulillah. I have 15 plus years of experience in business, marketing, technology, startups, and public speaking and mentoring. I have an MBA and MSTM, Masters in Technology Management degrees. And I am one of the co-founder of ALMPG and the Startup Council. And I work with a healthcare client here in Los Angeles as a subject matter expert or a principal consultant for Southern Cal, SCal region, as to take care of their BI needs. And finally, which is most exciting part of my life, is I love mentoring. Alhamdulillah, I have mentored hundreds of students and professionals, and Allah has blessed me and put me in this position where I can help, and alhamdulillah, Allah has blessed all of us in a similar position where we can help and give back to the community. So we are just doing our job. So let's get straight into it. Our first topic or our first point for our session today is perfecting resume and cover letter. So before we begin, I want to ask a simple question to everybody here. What is resume? Can anybody tell me this? What is resume?
Basically,
type it in the chat box, or you can just speak. Yeah.
Okay, so it basically highlights all your experience and skills for the company, for the client to look at to see if you're qualified.
So this is Iqbal. So resume is, I believe, is something that gives your profile, a professional profile, to a prospective a company who's trying to hire you, and it provides about your skills, soft and hard skills, and what you can do for them in terms of growing their business.
Hello, have you lost voice?
No, now we can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, can you all hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, now we can hear you.
Yeah, now we can.
Oh, now you can. Oh, okay. I was speaking on mute then. So did you guys got what I meant by resume or not? Or you
No.
guys
No.
missed that part? Okay.
Weird.
So I got great answers. Jazakallah khair for brothers who are trying. Alhamdulillah, who tried, and they gave perfect answers. But in my sense, or in a simple term, what is resume? Resume is nothing but a piece of paper which is actually representing us in front of somebody, right? In our absence, right? We are putting our whole personality on resume, what we are and what we did. So that is why resume is so important for us, because it's going to represent us when we are not there, or when we are just sending out the resume. The person who is looking at the resume, he can picture us as a person that, you know, what kind of person this might be with such an experience. So that is what resume is, and that is why we have to perfect our resume. That's the whole motive for this webinar and for everything, you know, why people stress so much on resume. Because they say if an HR person looks at a resume, or a person who is hiring looks at a resume for like 6 or 7 seconds. So in that 6 or 7 seconds, we want to make sure that those eyeballs can, you know, interpret what that person is behind that resume. Excuse me. So let's get into it. What are some resume and cover letter tips? So I'm gonna just keep it for simple here, and then we will actually build a resume. Okay, I'm gonna show you all how to actually build a resume as well with a free online platform where you all can enhance your resumes there. Okay, first of all, some points to remember, right? Keep the format simple or be creative. It depends. Like for example, you know, a person who is in a technology business, let's say they are some kind of designers, right? For these people, when they are applying for a job through a company's portal, I'm just giving an example. Company's portal, there is a tool which process your resume. It's called applicant tracking system. If you are applying through that system, you need to make sure your resume is simple. Is in a simple format. But if you are sending somebody an email or handing over your resume to somebody, then you can get a little bit of creative, right? So it depends what kind of scenario it is. But majority of the time when you are applying online, not through an email, but through a company's portal, you want to make sure that your resume is as simple as it can. Okay, so that's one thing. Second thing, you know, use simple format. This is most of my focus, because majority of the time people, when they apply for job, is through online portals. So most of the time, most of my points here mentioned are focused on those application, right? Use simple font. Don't use any complicated font or bold font. No, not needed. Use simple font. Use bullet points in your resume. Make sure you meet the qualification. Okay, now this is very important on the fourth point. Most of the time when we look into a JD, right? Let's actually, you know what? Let's take a look at one of the job application, job description here, and let's actually practically see what I am talking about. New window. Okay, let's say business analyst job. Okay. Yeah, most of my session will be practical, you know, which will give you guys a good grip on what I am actually talking. You know, just talking, it's not going to make sense, you know, and after a certain point of time, you're going to say, oh, okay, I'll just cover a few points. So let's see. Okay. So you see here, no, they haven't mentioned, but you see what you will need, or sometimes it's called preferred qualification, or sometimes it is called required qualification, right? When it says required qualification, you need to match those, okay? But when it says preferred qualification, is that, you know, it's kind of an optional. If you have it, it's good. If you don't have it, that's fine. but it's not mandatory or it's not required. So you need to make sure you get that. This is not a good example for this one. I'm looking for, let's take a look at, business analysis, remote position. Let's see. Right, primary responsibility. Look at this one. Required skills and qualification, at least 3+ years of experience they are looking for, experience working with tracking, testing, source. So these are required, right? Education, experience, this is not required. These are required stuff. In here, minimum a bachelor degree or demonstrate equivalent experience. That's it. They are not asking here that a person it is a must for a person to have a bachelor degree. No. So this is how you have to analyze the job description. Okay. So that's why make sure you meet the qualification, which is required qualification. Preferred qualification, if it is there, that's fine. You don't have to meet 100% of that preferred qualification. Customize your resume. Customize your resume in the sense you need to customize every single resume when you apply for every single job. So let's say you have a universal format of your resume, right? You have add in all the experience you have. You got whatever experience, like you have 10 years, 15 years of experience, you have put it on the resume, you have it. But when you are applying for a job and they are just asking for like 5 years of 6 years of experience, just kind of minimize the resume and see if you can match up with the 3 years of experience resume and see what they're asking in here. They are looking for somebody with strong work ethics, analytical and problem solving skills. You need to display those skills on your resume. Experience working with tracking, testing, source control, and roadmap. You need to mention these points, somewhere in the resume. As a BA, you do it. This is normal. This is pretty kind of normal thing. So you need to make sure you match some of these words in your resume. So what happens is that this applicant tracking system, it's a very smart tracking system. I don't know. I still don't believe in it, because it's not really going to find out who the person is. It's just tracking the resume, means filtering the resume out. So what does that tool do is it matches with this job description, your resume. It's going to just mix and match. If your resume matches like 50% or 60% of the job description, then boom, they're going to pick it up. It's going to pass it through the applicant tracking system. If not, it's going to just throw it off. So that's why customize your resume. It's not one size fit all for the resume thing for all the jobs. No, it's not going to happen. Now, focus on accomplishment. A lot of time people just fill their resume with their job duties. I know you know what a business analyst does. That is not required. You don't need to keep repeating that, what you did in your previous job, in your every work experience. Like you work for one company for 3 years, one company for 2 years. In both the companies, you did the same job. You don't need to repeat your daily job duties. Everybody knows what a business analyst does, what his job role is. We need to focus on accomplishment. Like what have you accomplished in your workplace? Like, for example, me, in my workplace, I have trained almost 200+ business users to work on certain technology. In my workplace, I have created, if I can give an average, more than I think 150 or 200 reports. So that is my accomplishment. Everybody know what technically I work as a kind of business intelligence person. Creating reports, dashboards, and that sort of a person. So everybody knows when I put it on top of my resume, business intelligence guy looking for job. They don't want to know what the business intelligence guy do day by day, creating reports, dashboards. Everybody knows that. They want to know what you have actually accomplished. So you need to make sure that you put those on the resume. We will actually see how we can do that. Include most relevant skills and experience. Let's say you have 10 years of experience and the required qualification is just 5 years. You don't need to elaborate your other 5 years of experience or previous 5 years of experience, okay? Stick to what you have relevant and up to date, the most recent one, okay? Add a skill section. This is very important. Why skill section? Because you see, a lot of time people miss the skill section, but they are asking for skills, right? So In skill section, you can mention this part, problem solving skills, and you have great work ethics, communication skills. You can mention these parts in your skill section. Now, match with job posting. That's what I said. Make sure your resume matches with job posting what it's saying. Now, it's the numbers which count. I will actually talk about this when we actually create the resume. That's what I mentioned. Remember, I just told you how to focus on an accomplishment. Under accomplishment, I did mention that, I created 150. So focus on the number. It's all number game. When people see numbers on your resume, some facts, they really get right. Oh, wow, this guy has really done some work. If you just, most of the time you have seen resumes, right? They just copy paste the job experience, the job duties they did in their current job, in all their previous jobs. They just copy and paste. No, it's not gonna work. I did that same mistake. Believe me, I have done it multiple times, but that's not gonna help. Get rid of non-essential information. I know people put a lot of information. They put their, sometimes it is needed, sometimes it is not. I have seen people putting their marriage status on the resume, their visa status. That's not required. In US, the employer cannot ask that. It's illegal to ask them for their marriage status or if they are male or female. You don't need those information in your resume. Work status, you don't even need to add that in your resume. If somebody is asking you or when you fill up the form, you can simply check mark there, or you can, if you are emailing somebody resume, you can mention in your email. But on your resume, that doesn't go. Your work status, no, it's not there. Your phone number, your email address, yes, that goes on your resume. Your LinkedIn ID, that goes on your resume. Your address, no, nothing. You never put your address on your resume, okay? Get rid of, because it's, first of all, it's private. And nobody asks us our address on our resume. They don't want to come to your place. They don't want to see. Sometimes it is important to add your city. Let's say somebody is looking for local people, right? At that time, you can mention on the top near your under your name, right? Phone number, email, and then you can say your location. Like I would say Los Angeles County. So I can just mention that. So they know, okay, this guy is local, we can hire him and he can come to our office whenever we want. Okay, now spell check and grammar check. Oh, believe me, how simple it is so much overlooked. A lot of people overlook this spelling and grammar check. Please do press F7 on your computer, on your Windows, and just do the spelling check. Okay, these are some points, and let's go to some other points. In your resume, you can brag a little bit, okay? Bragging doesn't mean lying. Bragging just means that you have done the job and you are taking credit for it, okay? So there is a little bit of fine line between those two things. So you can brag that, yes, you have done that, you have accomplished. I know you did it with the team, but what you did, it's your work. So you can definitely put that on your resume. Use heavy words, don't repeat. Heavy word, I'm gonna actually show you what I mean by heavy words, And then add a headline or a profile. You need to put a headline on top of your resume which summarize what you are. Get rid of, I think this is repetitive. I already covered that in the last slide. So don't worry about this one. Education can be moved to the bottom. Let's say if you have just 2-3 years of experience, you don't have a lot of things to fill up your resume. So then you can move education part on the top, or right below your headline or your profile summary. And then let's say if you have a lot of experience, you can move the education to the bottom. Save it as a PDF file. If you are sending, save it as a PDF file. But some of the applicant tracking system, they accept only Word file. So in that case, make sure you have both the copies ready, a Word file and a PDF file, and upload it whatever they ask for, because they have certain limit when you upload your resume. Make sure your name is recognizable. I have a pretty lengthy name, right? My name is pretty large. So I use this only two words from my name. So in my resume, I do not put all of my full name in my resume. So if you have a lengthy name, so don't put the whole name, just put in something which people can easily spell out and say out. So check for typos again, spelling mistakes and typo. Match your resume to your LinkedIn profile. If you are putting your LinkedIn profile on your resume, the link, make sure you match with your LinkedIn profile. You don't know, but a lot of time, and I have done it multiple times when I am searching for somebody, a candidate for a job. We do look at your LinkedIn profile. Even if you don't put on your resume, sometimes people just search your name in LinkedIn and they search you there. So use a connection. What I mean by this is that, when you are, let's say this is kind of a specific scenario. Like for instance, you met somebody and that guy knows somebody who have a job. So what you need to do is you need to make sure you refer that guy if you are sending through an email that, okay, this guy referred me to you, I'm looking for a job. So use your connection in there. Get rid of old jobs. If you have jobs, 15 to 20 years of experience, after 10 years, it's irrelevant if you put on your resume. So just get rid of those jobs from your resume if it is filling up. If you have just mentioned down there, you have worked so and so from this and this year position, that's fine. But don't just fill up your resume with that. It's not required. Okay. Now, few more. Be aware of ATS. So this is very important. ATS. This is the majority of the time when people say, "Hey, I applied for a position and it's been a month and there is no update. Are you sure your resume went through?" They do say that thank you for submitting for this position, but they never get back to you. Why? Because sometimes this ATS system, applicant tracking system, that is the system which mess it up. So what it simply does is, it's going to throw off your resume if it is not going to match with the job description. So just a heads up on ATS, how to pass through ATS. And I have done a lot of research and put these points up here. I have not just simply put in there whatever came to my mind. No, I have done a lot of research, studied or learned from experts, and then I have put these few points up here. Okay, there can be many more, or there can be some points which are just not needed, but it's all there. Relevant keywords to job description. This is very important. The first thing the ATS looks in that does the guy's resume and does the person resume matches with the job description. Even manually, a recruiter, that's what the guy does. Let's say I am submitting for a technical position. The recruiter doesn't know a simple thing about any technology, right? He's just a guy who wants to hire. He's a recruiter. Okay, so what he does, he matches the word literally eyeball. If he do the F search, right? Control F in your resume. He goes to the job description. He say, okay, Java. Okay, I'm going to search for Java in this resume. I'm going to search for dashboard designer. So I'm going to search in the resume. So people still do it. And that's what the mentality of ATS. ATS does the same thing because ATS was created for recruiters. So their job can be reduced down and they can get rid of non-essential or people who do not match the resume. Okay, so ATS is nothing but it's a recruiter sitting there. So think from the mind of a person. If you give me a job description and ask me to hire somebody, so first thing I will say, I will put the job and then I will get a bunch of resumes. So first thing I will do for each resume is I will see how clean and neat the resume is, appealing to my eye. Okay, I'm going to keep those resumes separately. And second thing, what I do, I'm going to see if the resume matches with my JD. I have 10 different words or major words which I want to see in your resume. So I'm going to just match, just cross my eyeballs from top to bottom and let's see, okay, does this guy match my resume? My job description. Answer is yes, I keep it. No, I throw it. So that's how ATS works. Most critical keyword more than once, right? Let's say they are focusing on most critical thing. Like for example, as 3 years of experience, business experience with user experience, right? Experience working, tracking, testing, these are most important. Primary responsibility, look here. Work with government and team members to translate product strategy and roadmap into well-defined user stories. User story for business analysts is a big thing. That's what they do. My younger brother, he worked as a business analyst. So he used to tell me, oh, I used to create user stories, business scenarios, right? They are looking for accomplishing any projects. features and enablers, you need to make sure you put these in your resume, these words. These are important words. So we just want to make sure that we put it in our resume. By the way, this is a good position. If anybody is looking for remote position, I would say just apply it, man. It's just 3 years of work experience they are asking for. Anybody can easily do that job. If you have experience with government, I think that is needed. But if not, that's fine. Just still apply if you have more experience. There are a lot of jobs in remote jobs available. So, anyways, going back to our resume, our PPT here. Font simple. Make sure the font is simple. Times New Roman is a simple one. So make sure to put that. Avoid pictures. No pictures in your resume. It depends. Again, it depends. Depends in the sense, if you are in person giving your resume to somebody, you can put your picture. But in person, the guy actually sees you, so no need for that. But if you are emailing your resume to somebody, not through the computer system, then you can add picture. If not, avoid it. Work experience, no fun jobs. Okay, just make sure you just put work experience. But if you are a fresher, you are starting your career, you want to build up your resume, just put in your voluntary experience wherever you get it from. Okay, put in your voluntary experience, whether it is at a masjid, instead of, if you don't want to mention mosque, you can just say for a non-profit organization, I worked for them, I did this for them. And no tables in your resume. Okay, this is one thing, because ATS does not like tables. Okay, I see some questions, chat. Okay. Let me see. The recording will be uploaded. Okay, no questions for me then. Okay, no tables in resume. Skill section with keywords. Okay, generic resume. No. What I mean by generic resume is that, like a universal resume. You have a handy resume, but for each job you need to change or tweak the resume a little bit. You cannot keep using that same resume to apply for all the jobs. Okay, this is very important. I know this is a little bit of hard work, but believe me, that actually pays off, right? You are trying to build up your career. You are trying to find a job. I know sometimes we get really desperate. I have been there, done that. I have been out of job for 1 year in one of my in my career life. So I am actually there, and I know what it means. If you don't have a job, we are desperate. But believe me, ultimately, inshallah, you will find a job. Ultimately, everyone settles down. This is 100% guaranteed. So inshallah. So don't worry, just work a little bit. When I was in my college, I used to create hundreds and hundreds of resume, apply for jobs. I used to make sure all my resume matches with the job. I just knew that. I learned it from somebody, and they told me that, okay, you cannot apply with your same resume all the jobs, because all the job descriptions are different. So make sure we matches the job description a little bit. Don't leave off the date, the start and end date. Why? Because this applicant tracking system is pretty smart, huh? So what it does is, let's say you just put the start date in one of your job and you didn't put their end date. So what your ATS does is going to calculate how many years. So let's say your required qualification is 3 years, but on your resume, first year you mentioned that, okay, you work from Jan 2019 to December 2019. Second job, you said Jan 2020 to you end the job in March, but you haven't mentioned that. So it's going to miss those 3 months. So make sure you put the start date and end date. For the present job, you can say currently working, start date and currently working. Okay, keep the format simple and easy to read. Okay, and PDF can be troublesome for some ATS, but not all of them. Troublesome in the sense, the size of PDF is larger than a Word document. So that's why sometimes they say, oh, the file is too large. Please upload a Word document. Just simply upload the Word document. Okay, it's not gonna be a problem. Just keep it simple. And if you guys don't know how to convert your resume into PDF, it's pretty simple. Okay, let's say you have a Word resume. I'm actually gonna show you guys. Hold on. It's pretty simple. Where is my Word? Okay, I'm going to just open this one. Okay, let me open a Word document here. Okay, there you go. Okay, so this is your resume, right? So now I just created something, right? So now let's first save this resume, but you want to save it into PDF. So what you're gonna do, go to Home, and where is my Save As option? Okay, File, Save As, go to Save As. When you're trying to save this resume, of course you can save it in Word, but here you see File Format. In here, choose PDF. So this is how you can simply convert your resume to PDF. This is a Word. So just open your resume and do a Save As and convert this. Best for electronic distribution and accessibility. So I'm going to use this, not for printing. I don't want to print my resume. Anyways, nobody is accepting resume in person now. So just do the best for electronic and just export. And your resume will be ready in a Word PDF format. Okay. So that's how you convert your resume into PDF. Cancel. Okay, going back here. Just keep it simple. PDF can be troublesome. Just keep it simple. Okay, now, so these were some of the tips and tricks, right, for creating your resume. We will cover all these when we actually create the resume. So, but before that, before we actually start building the resume, I want to show you all a great resource. It is provided by the U.S. government, U.S. Department of Employment and Services. They created this site and they take care of this. And on this site, you get some really great information about any kind of job you are looking for. So let's take a look and see how we can utilize this one ONET session, ONET Center. It's called ONET Net Center. Okay. Okay, so now let's go to this site. So this is how it's going to look. So this was created for people who are out of job or who are starting their career. This site have a lot of information. I was just, but now I don't want to take credit for this, but this, there is a brother who lives in Chicago. He showed us, ALMPG team, how to use this site. We never actually heard about it. I never used it before, but when the brother from Chicago, he showed us this site, we were very happy and we said, this can help a lot of brothers. Okay. This is actually for people who have a green card or citizen, right? You can actually go in here and request for any training here for free. This will be provided by the government. Okay, you don't have to pay anything here. You go here, you apply for this, and you can just find jobs there, find training there. You can find a lot of things. It's a very important site. Now, what's new about ONET? So let me give you guys what is ONET. So ONET is nothing but, it's a nation's primary source of occupational information. So any kind of occupation you are into, you will find that occupation information here. Valid data are essential to understanding the rapidly changing nature of work and how it impacts the workforce and U.S. economy. So you get a lot of information here. They do data collection in a real world. They have companies who do the data collection for them, and the data is almost up to date. And this is maintained and sponsored by U.S. Department of Labor and Employment and Training Administration. So keep that in mind. Of course, don't worry about the slides. I will share the slide. You will have this information in there. Okay. Now let me give you how we can use it to enhance our resume. Okay. My next move, I think this is the one. Sorry, I'm still discovering this site. This is a huge site. I was lost the other day. I was looking into it. Yes, this is the one. So my next move, if you think, there are 3 categories here. I want to be search career with keywords. So let's say I want to be business analyst. Okay, there you go. So when I search business analyst, it's gonna give me everything about which is coming under business analyst. So budget analyst. I'm gonna look for a computer system analyst. Let's take a look here. Okay, in here you see what it's saying is that what they do. So first, remember, let me show you. Go back. So in my next move, they divided into 3 categories here. I want to be like you are pursuing or you're starting your career, or let's say I know I'll know it when I see it. So now you actually know you are actually working in this field, and then you really don't know what you want to do. I'm not really sure. So tell us about when you started. So there are 3 search ways. So first one, it's going to give you information about that field. So we searched for business analyst or computer system analyst is the same thing. So you see what they do on the job, you would test, maintain. So this is what the information is about. Job outlook, you can check by your state, local salary information, find jobs, find training. This is what the training I was talking about. If you are unemployed and you need job training, you can find certification and training, which are sponsored by the government. You don't have to pay anything, okay? And average salary, you get every information here, okay? Now, see more detail at on it online. So click on there, and you will find more details in here. Yes, this is what I was talking about. Now, look at this computer system analyst, analyze science, engineering, business, and other data process. You can actually pick up some great words from here and put it in your resume, whether it is related to technology skills or whether it is related to task. A lot of the time we don't know what task, how to summarize our task, what we have done. Test, maintained, monitored computer programs and system. So you can search in any job you want here, and you can simply get that summary report for any job or job title here, and just pick up some words from there and put it in your resume. Is this helpful? Put it in the chat box. I don't see anybody talking or putting in the chat box.
It's very helpful. Thank you.
Yes. So Jazakallah khair. So I see some question, I think, here about no table in resume. Does it matter? Okay. Does it matter if it is a PDF format? No, even if it is a PDF format, don't put tables in your resume. ATS does not go well with a table. Does the Muslim name can affect? No, brother. Get out of this, mentality. No. Alhamdulillah, we are in US. We do business with a lot of people, non-Muslims. Me personally, I have worked with majority of the time. 99% of my job is done with non-Muslims people. Believe me, it's gone. That's gone. People are open-minded. I have not seen that, so it's not gonna be a problem. Keeping a Muslim name. Be proud of who you are. Okay. Free job training also available on local library. Okay. And then the slides will be okay. Certainly very helpful. Jazakallah khair. Okay. So you see, there is a lot of information available here. You can pick and choose what you want. Or you can just simply, if you are starting your career, you can understand what does any job do. And not just this. If you go down, it will actually say what kind of education. You see 33% who does this job, they have a bachelor degree. 29% have associate degree, and only 14% have master degree. So sometimes people think, I need a master degree, I need to do a master. I know one brother who lives in my local community, and he just said, he wants to get into a technology field. And he said, okay, I'm going to start with my bachelor's first, get my 4 years of bachelor's, and then start working. And he's already in his 30s. And I said, why? Why do you want to waste 4 years of your life more? Nobody is asking nowadays for a bachelor degree. It is preferred. It's not required. Start applying for a job, get a certification, start your work. That's it. People are more interested in your skills now, your experience. Education is no more required. Even in big companies like Google announced sometimes back, I think a lot of tech companies here, tech giants here in California announced that they don't even need a bachelor degree for a lot of their jobs. So bachelor degree is not even required now. In fact, I would say, I would not say, but it's not adding any, it's not going to add any value to your resume. Okay, it's just going to say, okay, you have a bachelor's degree. But in terms of really understanding and learning something, you don't even need a bachelor's degree. You can start your career with just a certification. If you have a certification, start working, and later on you can get your degrees. Yes, of course, if you want, you can. If you want people to say that you have degrees, that's fine. That's a different scenario. Just put it in there. But a lot of times they don't ask it. You see, 29% associate degree, which is like 10 plus 2, right? And that's associate degree is just for 1 year, I believe. So people start from there. And in interest, work style, related occupation, you see project growth from 2018 to 2028, faster than average, 7 to 10%. This field or this industry is going to grow. State trend, you can get the state trend, a state wage. Let's take a look in California. My zip code is this one. So state wage, let's search for state wage first. Wow, look at that. In California, they pay a pretty handsome salary for this one, computer system analyst. It's between $64,000 to $164,000. In United States, overall, it's from $55,000 to $147,000 per annum. So this is great. 10% of workers earn less than, okay. But you see, only less than 10% earn 64. But majority of the people on average at least earn $107,000, more than $100,000, 6-figure salary. Wow, that is great. So this kind of critical information you can get from here. And this is through government. So this is true, accurate information and faster than average. I want to check for cybersecurity. Cybersecurity. That is also a growing field, by the way. If any one of you interested in security management specialist, cybersecurity, where do I see cyber? Information security, bright outlook. You see in here, you see it also mentioned bright outlook. Yeah, it got a really good future. So yes, this is the guy, information security analyst. They call it, we call it cybersecurity analyst. They also have a name called information system security analyst. And I think they have other job titles here as well. So let's take a look at this job prospect outlook. Bright, 12,000 to 1,800, almost 13,000 average. You see, this is 11%. This is going to grow much faster. You see the rate here, it's pretty much faster. And you see annually an average is 100,000. So this is the new growing technology, and yeah, this pays a lot. I know this about for sure about this technology. So anybody who wants to become a cybersecurity expert, this is the right time. I know there are a lot of job openings for cybersecurity. Look at that. You don't even need a master's degree for this. Associate, bachelor, post bachelor certificate. Yeah, a lot of people, 23% started their job just with the certification in cybersecurity. Look at that, right? So there are chances. If you don't have a bachelor degree, don't worry about it. Don't stress about it, feeling that, oh, this is not going to get me the job. Or somebody type me cybersecurity. Oh yeah, I can do that as well. But we found it. Jazakallah khair. So this is a very important site. So make sure you guys get it. And finally, we covered this one. I know it when I see it. It's the same thing which we just did. This one, the whole outlook. If I want to search here, let's say, where is technology? Finance and insurance. Let's search for this. Okay, you get all your information here. Most people in this career work in finance. In these career work in finance and insurance. Okay. Look at that. If you are looking for some other name, you can find it here. A lot of things. So it's mentioned. Just click on there like this one. Credit analyst. Let's take a look. What does a credit analyst do? A credit analyst, you get all the details here, what it need, or what does a credit analyst do. Then if you need more information, you simply need to click on see more details. When you go to more details, you will find all this summary about that credit analyst job. okay, which we just analyzed. The same thing. Credit analyst gets an annual average like $35 per hour, annually $73,000, which is not bad actually. So there you go. So that's how you can utilize this site. And then, going back here. Finally, the last thing I want to show here is the third part. This one, tell us what you like to do. Like, you know, if you don't know anything, you just want to start your career, just ask the question here. Ask the question here. Interest, enter score. What is enter score? Take the interest profile. Okay, realistic. Oh, wow. They have a lot of things here. So I haven't discovered it. So if you guys want, just go here and take a look. You know, it's going to start from there. Enter score, I think, yeah. Realistic. You will be able to, how is the score? Between 1 to 10. Okay, just take a look, discover this, and fill up the form, and just take a look at this, okay? Now, going back to our resume. Okay, great resource by government. We covered this one. This was very important. This is something new which we brought in today's webinar, okay? So make sure you guys utilize this. Don't let our hard work go in vain, okay? Now, let's create the resume. So novaresume.com, it's a free resume. Oh, where did it go? Oh. I'm gonna press control. Oh. Hold on. I'm gonna simply search here. Okay, so this is the site where we want to go, novaresume.com. What? Is it Nova? Oh, it's Nova actually. I'm sorry, it's Nova. Okay, so you search for Nova resume and you get this site. Here you can create your resume for free. But again, if this is for your resume, this is for your career. If you if they are asking you to invest or pay for something, or you can find a better platform, pay $100, $50, $200. It's for your resume. It will make your career, okay? So don't be stingy. Spend some money, okay? It's fine. I know a lot of days they don't do it, but believe me, it actually helps. If you ask me, did I use any of these sites? Yes, I did use to create my resume, one of these sites. It was free, so I didn't have to pay. But if they were asking me to pay, I would have definitely paid for this. Okay, resume and CV writing. Resume. Okay, here. So first, what you're gonna do, you're gonna sign in or just sign up. I can simply register here. Dawood Ahmed, email dawood@almpg.com. Oh, okay, I already have. Okay, sign in with the magic link. Okay, what's going on? Okay, so here, so there you go. So now let me explain you what's going on here. So resume is something, you know, they have divided into two categories for resume and CV. For senior, it's CV. And for resume, people with the student and intermediate level of experience, they call it resume, right? So let's take a look what I was talking about. Now we can correlate all those points which we have covered. Oh, come on. Okay, I think they have sent me that link. Okay, let me hold on. Open that link and then we can actually create this. Where is my email? Okay. Oh yes, I got the email here. Oh yeah, I was creating a resume for somebody. So yeah. Okay. All right, build my resume. Creating a resume for a sister. So let's, how do I start for a new resume? Okay, resume templates. Okay. So, all right, let's take a look here. So for instance, I want to take a look at this resume. This is pretty simple, straightforward, and let's take a look. Oh, here. Okay. Now make sure we cover everything what we discuss in the points. Okay. Name is clear, business development manager, what role they are looking for. Now, sometimes, you know, if you are into technology, you know a lot of technologies. What I say is that when you are applying for a job and when you have when your profile is uploaded on job portals, right? Don't limit yourself in the resume. Let's say I work as a, let's say I know Tableau, but when I am looking for a job or when I create profiles online on job portals, I am not going to put on my resume just a Tableau developer. No. What I am going to do, I'm going to put myself as a business intelligence developer or analyst or a principal consultant, something like that. Because in business intelligence, you have Tableau, you have all the business BI tools you can cover. So business intelligence is a larger picture than a Tableau developer. Tableau developer just create dashboard, and it is what it does, it's limiting you or limiting you to just Tableau jobs. But when you do a business intelligence guy, you get all the jobs, whether it is in Tableau, ClickView, Microsoft, Power BI, whatever tools they are. I'm just giving you an example. So same thing, it depends on which field you are into. This is how you need to do. Now, remember we talked about creating a good summary. So this is a summary. Professional business developer with more than 4 years of experience in business development process, included in product testing, management, and development of new business opportunity. Wow, this is good. It is to the point and it is helpful. So, and now the points, right? What information we want to share. We have email, phone number, location, just the city, not the full address, and then LinkedIn ID, and then Skype ID. Nowadays, a lot of people are asking for Skype ID, right? You know why? Because the interviews are online now. That is the reason. So they have put in Skype ID. Now skills, you see, didn't I mention that we need to put a skills section? So here is the skills section. And in the skill section, you're gonna match what's there in the job description, okay? SEO, search engine optimization, public speaking, negotiation, teamwork. You see, these are all skills. So this guy has just put it in there. John Doe. John Doe is by the way, it's a dummy name. A lot of people use in business. So so it's not a real person. So work experience, business development manager. Now, one of the important points we discussed in the in our PowerPoint. Let me actually share my PowerPoint here. Remember, one of the it's the number which count. A focus on accomplishment. Okay, now go back here. Look at this: successfully managed $2 to $3 million projects, right? Level increase of satisfaction rate from 81 to 95%. Next 5 years. So you see how they are using the numbers in even in here. Rate in satisfaction rate by 25% by improving. These numbers are not just numbers; they are this guy's accomplishment. So you see, this guy has not mentioned anywhere what he actually does as a business development manager. No. Everybody know what he does. A business development manager, a person who develops the business for any company. That's business development manager. And whatever the guy needs, he will do to get the job done. So you see, he have not mentioned that, but he have mentioned everything which he has accomplished in his job. So you need to make sure your resume is created like that. Okay? Does this make sense? Please reply in the chat box. My son is awake, so please ignore his shouting. Okay, perfect. So I just want to make sure that you guys are understanding what I'm trying to say. I know we have covered a lot of information. Don't worry, when the recording is uploaded on YouTube, you can also go in there and, review it one more time. And now education and organization, affiliation, and languages. Wow, 3 languages: English, Spanish, French. You can mention languages. So this is for a beginner level or intermediate level guy. Let's take a look for somebody who is a senior level guy. And there are different formats for resume here. Okay, now we are looking for somebody with a CV with the senior level. Wow, mashallah, look at that. Somebody was asking me, is it fine to put a Muslim name? Look at that. Somebody actually put in a Muslim picture here because they want to look at that, mashallah. So we are there, everybody. So don't worry, with your hard work, with your skill, you can actually win hearts of people. You don't always have to be sorry, or you don't need to, be proud of being a Muslim. This is the best thing ever happened to us. Okay, so don't worry about it. So if people ask you a question, answer them. I had a lot of time to this discussion about my religion, and believe me, the current job I had, I didn't even know I'm gonna get hired there. So with the director, I had a conversation 2 years ago regarding Islam, and I told her, who is the Jesus, in peace be upon him, in Islam, and we had a great conversation. I even gave her a Ramadan goodies. I was just training her business associate. So she was there, and we just started the conversation, and she loved it. And later on, she hired me. So, please don't be shy, be bold about it and be proud of it. So yeah, so Jane Doe. Okay, look at that. Age, agile, result-oriented marketer with 9 years of experience. This is very important. Look at that, how beautifully they have mentioned the profile summary. So make sure you pick up these words, right? Pick up these summaries. Take a look at different resume. Pick up the summary and create your own story. Create your own profile summary, and then from there you start building up your resume. Look how beautiful this is. I don't say put the picture because ATS does not work with it. But if you are handing out the resume to somebody in person, feel free to do it. Now, look at that business process improvement, lead generation, beautiful words. These, and I'm going to in fact use it. I think they added new resumes. These were not there when we did the resume session back in April. So they added new resume formats here. So now look at this. Conceptualize and manage 25 Google ad campaigns with an average return on investment of 45% in the last 2 years. Wow, that is impressive. Then collaborated with Digital Globe team to share collaterals, ensuring compliance with brand guidance across the business. And she have added a link here. So if you want to do that, feel free. But see how impressive this resume is. This is for somebody with 9 years of experience. If you are an is there any question? Okay. All right. I'm just going to continue. Then certifications, and then you have awards. Wow. And professional organizations and conference and courses, education and languages and interests. Wow, this is a lot. Look at that. There is a lot of information. So pick up the information you want. One thing I want to say, don't be so creative because ATS does not like it, because when it processes, it's going to mess it up. So just simply in the languages section, just put bullet points and just mention the languages here. Go ahead. One sister, Huda, she said she have questions. What if the number of projects that I have worked on is small? Doesn't matter. See, we need to understand and we need to be articulate about what we want to represent on our resume. Let's say in your resume, you have worked on a project which is between 100 to which is $100,000. So why don't you just put worked on a project ranging from $100,000 to $500,000, or ranging between $100,000 to $1 million? You're not lying, but you're giving a range. Okay, so that's how you can articulate. Okay, you need to be smart. Okay, you need to be smart. When you create your resume, you need to be creative and smart how you represent your data. This is very important. Believe me, brothers and sisters, believe me, our communication skills open tremendous doors for us. In fact, my team, ALMPG team, Ilyas bhai, you are there. You know me. I know you. Just tell them, in chat box how communication skills help us achieve what we want. Believe me, I have seen tremendous opportunity just improving our communication skills and standard. So make sure you guys spend some time, watch motivational videos or watch videos in English online. I know a lot of people on the, on ALMPG, they come from different third country. So, from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, our English speaking skills are not that great. Neither mine were great when I came back in this country a decade ago. But I improved, we learned. So same thing I'm telling you all, believe me, our communication skills, how we communicate creates a big impact in your life, not just professionally, but personally as well. So make sure you utilize this power of communication, how you want to communicate. So you see how beautifully she is communicating here in her resume. So that's what we want to do, even in normal life, One other example of communication and negotiation I will give you. I don't want to give my example, but I'll tell you that, simple thing. My recent job, which I took almost 2 years ago, my salary was about to be the same range which I was earning in a previous job, but just because of my negotiation skills and my communication skills, I got a 30% or around 20-30% raise. Okay, so that's how much impact you can create through your communication. I'm just giving you an example. So Brother Ilyas is giving a good example in the chat box. Read personal development book at least 10 to 15 minutes. And believe me, it helps. I am not a person who reads, but I like to hear to a lot of motivational videos online. On my YouTube, if you go in my YouTube history, you will only see motivational videos. Brothers from Pakistan, people from here, from US, people from India. I just hear to them. I love hearing stories. I love to correlate with the real life. I'm not a kind of a book person. I have a lot of books. I read it sometimes, but that's my personality, right? I'm also trying to change that. I'm getting my habit. Right now, one brother, I was having a conversation with him, and he recommended me a book. It's called The Outliers. So this is a story of success by Malcolm Gladwell. So it's a great book, Outlier. It's about how Jewish people came to this country and how they became a success in this country. So this is very important because I wanted to learn that, how we can raise our coming generations. So that brother recommended me this book. It's called Outlier. So I'm just going to put it in there, Outlier. So just read it, search it on Amazon. It's a great book. Okay, so just read a book, whatever book, just search online, right? Top 10 personality building books, top motivational speakers or books, right? Like just books are fine. And start with there. You can get on, these are normal names which you get every day if you want to start your reading books, like 7 Habits of Highly Effective. I have this book, I have Think and Grow, I have this one, I have Power of Positive. I have almost every book from here. And I read almost, I think, half of them. Tony Robbins is a great motivational speaker here in the US. He is one of the best, they say, in the world, actually, not just in US. He's a big name outside the US as well, Tony Robbins. He has a great story. So this guy wrote a lot of books. So, you can read one of his book or watch his motivational videos. So there are a lot of books online. Okay. Now going back to a resume, I don't want to take a lot of time. I want to end in 25 minutes more. Okay. So we got it, right? Digital marketing strategies. We know now how to create the resume. So simply go here, customize now, and then you start building your resume here. Put in your experience, put in whatever you need, and just start the resume from there. This is there, but you can start your own resume and just create it from there, and then download it in PDF format or Word format. If they ask you to pay, please pay. Okay, pricing, let's see how much is the pricing. 1 month is just $16, guys. Okay, 1 month, you can simply get the $16 from here. Okay, now resume is done, CV is done. Let's take a look at cover letter. Cover letter is as important as resume. Yes, Dale Carnegie is also a great book writer. I know him. I think I was listening to one of his audio clip the other day. So now we were talking about resume, cover letter, and then we have this Jane Doe cover letter. So with every resume, when you are uploading online, you also need to add your cover letter. So this is important. In your cover letter, it should be very simple. If you know the person name, so then you say to Alba Solution and the person name. If you don't know the person name, just say to whoever it may concern, or something, you know, something fancy, or to the hiring person, or somebody like something like that. Search it online, and dear Mr. If you know that person name, dear, and then you start your resume, the creative and enthusiasm of my choice. First, you know, this is divided into 3 parts. The first part is what you like about this job and this field, then what are your accomplishments, and then why finally you are eligible for this job, something like that. So it's divided into 3 parts, your cover letter. So pick up a cover letter from here, enhance the story from your story, add your story in here, and just add it to your resume. Okay, always keep it handy. Create a universal resume and cover letter. Keep it there, and once you are applying for a job, tweak it accordingly. Okay, so you guys got cover letter, you guys got resume. Any questions so far now? Then we're gonna jump on interview process. Any questions, any comments? Please feel free to ask.
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Dawood.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Okay, so I'm actually quite an experienced person. I've got like 25 plus years of experience. The thing is, I've had quite a varied career. So I started off as a chartered accountant in consultancy and audit, and then later on moved into industry as a financial controller, and then I moved sidewards into a corporate planning role, and then later on came back into a senior CFO position, and subsequently I moved into strategic planning and program and portfolio management, and lastly I was an advisor to the CEO. So now with this kind of a varied experience, I have a lot of jobs that I can apply to. Now, the problem is, how do I tailor it to a specific job? Because I mean, I still have to show all my positions over there. And what's your advice?
Pretty simple, you know. First, you look at the job description. What kind of job? What title do you want me to search for?
Let's say CFO.
CFO. Okay. CFO. Let's search and let's take a look. CFO jobs. Near me. Okay. Okay. AMHC. All right. Let's do that. Not ZipRecruiter, but let's go with Indeed. Okay.
Okay. Actually, I was working in the healthcare industry for the last 6 years as well. So.
Okay, so look at that. Okay, pretty brief, you know, experience CFO or VP level, you know, what they are asking, qualification, that they need experience, 4 years is required, and then bachelor is required. Look, even for CFO experience, they are not asking for bachelor. So a lot of people I know, they are just halting their career or putting their life on pause just because they want a master's degree, and they're saying that master degree can be a kind of a bottleneck for their job. No, it's not going to happen. It's not there. A lot of people, they are not asking for master degree. Forget about master degree. Now I know a lot of jobs, they are not even asking for bachelors. So now look at this summary and what they are looking for. So brother, look, in your position, as you said, you had a lot of things. You had your own business, you had this and that. But when you are creating your resume and when you are applying for such a position, you need to make sure you put in only information which matches with this job description. And I'm not saying remove all the other experience, keep those experience, but your focus should be on a CFO. As a CFO, what you have accomplished, what you have given, how big your team was which you have handled, what were your responsibility. They know what a responsibility of a CFO, but other than those responsibilities, what have you done for that company? So you need to focus on those and then apply for this position. You see, they have already given you all the principal role, you know, what they want a CFO to do. So what you simply need to do is don't keep repeating.
I understand, Brother Dawood. Sorry to interrupt. I understand that. But what I mean is that, for example, my last position was as an advisor to the CEO. Now,
Okay.
how do I tailor that to the CFO role?
In your resume, do you have CFO experience of 4+ years?
Yes, about 3 positions earlier, I was a CFO. Yes.
Perfect. So you already have experience. So you are eligible. Now, if your recent job was not of a CFO but an advisor, so elaborate on that. As an advisor, what have you done? See, I believe after CFO, now you are the advisor, right? It's the next step in your career, right?
Yeah.
So it's a plus point for them when they are looking into your resume. It's not a negative point. It's actually a plus point because you only went up in your career. You are not going back to a CFO. Now, what you are doing is you are applying for, of course, CFO job, but you have also experienced one step ahead position. So that will actually come handy to enhance your resume and tell them, okay, hey, I have CFO experience. Combine all those 3 job experience in one, and you can just say work for this client, and these were the job duties or accomplishment I have done. And now, most recent job, advisor. What kind of advisor? Financial advisor. Just rephrase the word. What advice you gave him regarding the finance of the company? That's what the chief financial officer does, right? So you need to make sure that in your most recent you cover some of these points, right? Like the cash flow analysis, budget variance analysis. These are the analysis points you analyzed, and you gave him the critical advice which helped the CEO to take better decisions for their business. See,
all right. So basically, in the achievements, in the accountabilities, I highlight my experience there. It doesn't matter if the position was strategic planning or corporate planning or advisor.
Doesn't matter. You see, you can, what they are actually looking in your resume, that if this guy can accomplish what we are going to hire him for, and you have actually done that, and you have done more better and greater things than that, right? So it's a good thing for you. Just put it on your resume and start from there. Instead of just advisor, just say financial advisor or chief financial advisor, something like that, which can tell them the story. Okay, this guy was directly, of course, CFO, CEO, they work closely, pretty closely, but you can also say as an advisor, I have worked on these projects, analyzed this data records, whatever, your job role was, and then start from there. Just start working on the resume step by step. And for this example, I'm going to put this in the chat box. Take a look at this example. This is a good one. Start from there. See how you can cater your resume to this job. If you can do that, then you can do for any job. Okay?
That's great. Thank you very much.
Just start with, see, just by sitting, right? 1 hour. Okay, you said, okay, 1 hour. I'll just see how I can change my resume. Start from there and just build the resume. If you like it, fair enough. If you don't like it, hey, nothing lost. It's just 1 hour of watching TV. I just worked on my resume, simply, straight.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So now, Jazakallah khair. So let's see how to crack an interview. So let's see, our next section is how to crack the interview, tips and tricks for interview, phone and in person. Believe me, alhamdulillah, I have got a lot of reviews from brother and feedback that, this has really helped them in interview for any job. It doesn't relate to any IT job but any job. And alhamdulillah, I have been doing this or telling people about this interview thing since 2014. So it's almost 5+ years now. Since then, ALMPG started, or we started this work of helping the community out. So from last 6 years, I have been reviewing it and enhancing it and explaining people how to play with interviews, how to crack the interviews. Okay, prepare and ace. Preparation, preparation, preparation. That is the only word you need to remember. Prepare well before your interview. Any interview. For all jobs, it's the same story. Okay, go through the job requirement carefully and thoroughly. Analyze each and every single line of your job description. This is when You have applied for the position. Now they are asking you to come in for an interview, whether online, in person, or online, that's different. But now you have successfully cracked the job, and you got the position. I mean, they're asking you to come in for interview. Now, first thing, get it out of your mind that they are asking you to come in to fire you or not to hire you. No. Nobody got that much free time to call you in for an interview and then reject you. 50% of your battle is already won when your application went through and they shortlisted you for an interview. Okay. Now 50% of your job is just to get that job. Okay. I mean, your task is to get that job. Go through your job requirement carefully and thoroughly and analyze each and every scenario, line in your job description. And with that, like for instance, go back to this one. So for this, let's say the brother who asked the question, let's say administer the data processing and material management and medical record functions. So I want to give them a story on this, how I did that. I am not saying I did the job, but I am saying giving them a story, and people love to hear story. You can just tell them, hey, there was a processing in our material management and medical record function. I was administrating those materials, and I found out this and this and this. You can kind of create a story out of that, which you have dealt with. So that's how people like it. If you keep telling about yourself, they're not gonna like it so much. But if you tell them, hey, I know there was a situation one time in our medical record department or whatever it is, just kind of create a story. So you need to picture or create the story in your mind, so it is handy to you when you go into in your interview. And when they ask you, hey, have you feel such some scenarios like this, you can simply correlate, go back to your mind and pick it up and just let them know. So that's one thing. This is overall, okay? Write down all the questions, research, prepare, practice. I am repeating that, prepare, practice, because it is important. Every battle or every interview is won through practice. It's not your experience, it's how you deliver your answers. You might have all the experience you need, but you do not know how to deliver it. For example, let's say there are two guys, Tom and Harry. Harry goes to an interview. He has all the experience or everything. They are asking for 5. He has 7 years of experience. He has done every single thing what they are asking in the job description. Now he goes to the interview. They tell him about ask him about, tell me about yourself. And there he just say, hey, I'm Tom. I have 5 years of experience, and he's just simply saying a few lines. Nothing motivational, nothing like a story kind of thing, and that's it. And the other guy, he have just 4.5 years of experience. He got selected and he came in and he nailed it. He just said, hey, I love this. This is my passion. These were the problems I found at my jobs, and this is how I solved it. And he's kind of creating and molding in all his experience into a story. Now, guess what? And you can also tell me who will get selected. The guy, even with the less experience, but who is motivated and who can get, both of them can get the job done. Who is motivated and who have this kind of energy to show that okay, he's really into it and he can get the job done. So be like that guy, Tom and Harry. Be like Harry. Okay, so that's an example. Research about the company, its product, its service, and philosophy, and about the interviewer. Most of the time, we miss this part. We research about the company and product and services, but not about the interviewer. And you can nowadays easily do it. If you know the interviewer names, simply go on LinkedIn and search that guy name, or simply go on Facebook, search that guy name. Dawood Ahmed ALMPG, you can find me on LinkedIn. Dawood Ahmed ALMPG, you can find me on Facebook. And you can see, let's say you went onto a Facebook page and you saw that your interviewer likes fishing. He went to fishing last weekend, and you can say, hey, I love fishing and something like that. I'm not saying just lie, but tell me that how you will. You always wanted to learn fishing, and in your family, if somebody knows fishing, get some tips from there, and that's how you can personally connect with the person. Okay, so that's a very good trick, and I have done that a lot of times. Believe me, I have done that. I have done that a lot of time when I talk with people. In fact, yesterday, I know one of the brother, one of the co-partner of ALMPG is not here, but we had a meeting with a client, business client, right? So we were trying to tell him that, why he needs to put jobs on ALMPG. So, right. So this guy, alhamdulillah, he wanted to help, but he was looking for something which we can personally relate on. So we gave him something personally where he got connected with us, and genuinely we like to do the same thing. And that's where we got connected and we took it forward. They like to work with business who are professional, who are on time. And we just told them, this is where we can connect. This is what we want to deliver. So you need to connect on personal level. Doing business is something different. Okay. Getting the job is something different, but first connect with the interviewer. And believe me, in your first 2, 3, 5 interview, if you fail, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Fail it. Just go and attend the interview just for fun. And I have done that, believe me. Ilyas Bhai knows that, some of my other team members know that. This was back in 2014 and 2015, 2016. I have just went to interview just for fun as well. I know that I will not get that job, or I don't like that job, but I went in there anyhow. I went in there and I just learned, how to kind of, just understand what the interviewer is trying to do, trying to ask from me, get from me. Now, know your resume inside out, okay? If you have a 10-page resume, you're never going to know your resume inside out. Make sure your resume is less than 2 page. 2 page is the max. You cannot go more than 2 page. If you have 10, 15 years of experience, if you have 5 years of experience, try to pull it in 1 year. How you will ask me, how do I do that? Oh, it's pretty simple. Don't elaborate all the old jobs, right? You have the job which you have worked 10 years ago. You don't need to fill in that job. Just say your role at your company and your period when you start your work and ended your work. That's it. Make an effective eye contact with the interviewer, body posture, and dress to kill. Dressing sense, brothers, dressing sense. Our deen talks about it. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whenever anybody used to come to his house, he used to put up his turban, he used to put the perfume on, and then he used to dress himself well, and he used to go out and meet that person. So this tells us that we should be so much focused on dressing well. I hate this to tell you, but yesterday we went for Juma. I went for Juma. I see and I don't like it. I don't want to say I hate it, but I don't like people coming to Juma dressing their sweatpants and their regular gym t-shirts. They are coming for Juma wearing those t-shirts. May I ask that question? Would you go for an interview like that? Never. Why would you go in for a Juma dressing like that? In the same manner, when you are going for an interview, I know some people, they just, they say, hey, I just don't like to wear a tie. No. I just don't like to wear a belt. No. You are going for an interview, dress professionally and look sharp. Okay? Gel up your hair, look sharp, and, trim your beard or, trim yourself. You don't have to put if your sister, don't put a lot of makeup. I know a lot of time they overdo it. Don't do it. Makeup is not required, because that actually gives the wrong impression that you are overselling something. No, not needed. Just be normal, dress professionally, and look sharp, and that's all you need. Okay, make an effective eye contact with the interviewer. And now, I know last time sister asked me, can I wear hijab on my interview? Come on, which world are you living in? You can, of course, wear hijab and go to interview. My wife is a doctor. She is in her process to becoming a doctor, and she wears a hijab when she goes out and meet other doctors or other people in her field. And my sister-in-law, she is a practicing doctor in New York City, and she does the same thing. She went to an interview with the scarf on, and she got the interview. She got the job. This was 2 years back. And I know a lot of other stories and sisters who are doing the same thing. So feel free. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Okay, body posture. Body posture talks a lot about you. Let's say you are sitting there and waiting for the interviewer to call you in. You do not have to have a body posture which says that you are scared. And body posture talks and give you confidence, right? So when you are sitting, sit in a posture of relaxed posture. Let me actually give you an example if I can find online. body posture actually talks a lot about you. So just do a little bit of research. Okay, examples. Let's see if this helps. Maybe this one. Yeah, look at that. Feeds and somebody. It's not a correct example, but search about it. There are a lot of videos on YouTube. I have gone through those. But body postures talks a lot about your confidence. So make sure you are confident. And I know there is a trick. It's called the superhero posture. So when you go for an interview, I tell my wife to do that, and she does it every time. Or I tell everybody who goes for an interview, just stand like Superman. You know how Superman stands? Superman body posture, Superman or Superwoman, Superman posture. And it actually gives you confidence. He stands keeping his hands on his waist, and he stands like that, chest out. So that's the Superman body posture. So before you do that, go to a bathroom and stand like that for 5-6 seconds, and make sure you gain your confidence when you are going inside an interview. Okay, so that really helps. There are research studies done on that, and it is true. Okay, your body posture, your confidence level puts a lot into your interview. Okay, know your resume inside out, body posture, interviewer, what you want to achieve. Take a break and think about it, and improve your communication skills. Through this interview, what do you want to achieve? You really want this job, to take a break, and if you want this job, work hard for this. In fact, in the sense that you prepare well. Practice. Before any interview, I practice myself in standing in front of it, and not now, but a few years back, I used to practice and how I'm going to sound, how I'm going to look when I talk. So I used to actually do that in front of a mirror. So do it, believe me, do it. It will help you improve your communication skills. This is ongoing. Now, so these were prepare and ace. And then prepare an ace, second part, answer to the point. Say don't know if you don't know. If they ask you any technical question, if you don't know, just simply say don't know. Or just say, I don't recognize that, I don't remember that. I know I have an idea about that, but not on top of my mind. Something like that. Find a beautiful phrase to do it. Support your strength by example. Remember, I mentioned you pick up the line and support your strength by example. Remember, your answers reflect who you are. A lot of time, let's say you are, I know we talk with colleagues and they said, hey, I had a fun last night. There was this dog. We played around with dog and we kicked it. And that by telling that line, we know that what kind of person this guy is. So same way, the answers you give to the interviewer reflects who you are as a person. Okay. Prepare your questions well. Make sure you need to ask at least 2 or 3 questions to the interviewer. Ask them about their environment, how many team members are there, what are their expectations from the person, and ask them, prepare some questions. Just search Google, go to Google and search what question we need to ask to an interviewer when going in for an interview. Do not lie. Do not lie in the sense, let's say you don't have some experience, but they say they want that experience. So what I say, if you have some time for an interview, go learn about that field, practice about that technology, practice about that thing, and learn about it, and just put it on your resume then. Okay, you know that thing. Okay, you have an idea, you have a knowledge, at least not working knowledge, but you have knowledge. If you did a kind of a short project on that for learning, just say, I have working knowledge in that. Right? So do not lie. Some interview manners, be prompt, on time, right? Bring all the documents they have asked for. Phone always on silent. In fact, keep the phone in your car. Never carry a phone to the interview. But just in case if there is a huge building and you cannot figure out where to go, just keep the phone handy. And greet well to the people, say good morning or good afternoon, put a smile on your face, don't look like you're desperate for a job and this is the final no. be happy, be confident. People like happy, people like those people who are happy and who are confident, who are smiling all the time. Believe me, smiling is a wonder, is a ni'mah. And that's why our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the Sahaba said he was the person who smiled the most. We have never seen somebody smiling a lot. And he was laughing is different. Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam never used to laugh like, ha ha ha. He used to smile. So smile, greet them well. Okay. Okay, dial in on time. This is for phone interview. Announce your name. When asked, introduce yourself. When you join, right, don't be silent. I know a lot of time we do that regularly, even in our regular day-to-day job. We join the conference meeting and we just say silent unless somebody starts the conversation. But myself, what I do, whenever I join in any meeting, I say, hey, good afternoon. This is Dawood joining in. So then I start and everybody say, hey, good afternoon, and this. Yeah, so be like that, just introduce yourself when you join in. Like, how you enter a room, you introduce yourself. Hey, can I come in? May I come in? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is. Remember the names of the interviewer and respond to them with their name. If you have pen and paper, write it down if you cannot remember it. If it is a phone interview, write it down. If it is a Skype interview, you cannot write it. But, it's fine if you write in front of them, just take notes. You just say, hey, would you mind if I take notes from this interview? They will say they will not mind. They say, no, just don't worry about it then. Share your work experience, which is relevant. Okay, be honest. Do not dodge the question. If you don't know, just say no. Ask them questions about their environment if possible. This is important because it shows that you are genuinely interested in this company and for this job. Conclude interview by thanking them and with a desire to join. Okay, always conclude with the desire to join. Hey, no matter how good or how bad your interview was, but at the end, in all my interview, what I used to do, I used to always tell them about a story. Ilyas Bhai knows, all my team members know, the ALMPG team member knows this, about Triple H policy, or I would say them, hey, if you are looking for somebody who can get the job done and who can walk the walk and talk the talk, then I'm the right person for this position. I will not let any stone unturned to get the job done at this position. I'm a responsible person and I take full responsibility of the job I do. You see, this is very scarce responsibility, taking responsibility. In today's world, nobody wants to take responsibility for any of their job. They just want people to tell them, hey, do this, do this, do this, and they will do it. A person who is responsible is like finding, a needle in a desert, right? Something like that. So make sure you tell them, you create your own story. Now, this is for the phone interview. And now interview, this is important and I do it and I tell everybody who calls me and say, hey, brother Dawood, I got interview tomorrow. Tell me fast what I need to do. So I tell them these things. Before interview, that is pre, go through thorough your JD. Learn your technology well, understand your technology well. Talk to, let's say you are a fresher, you don't know, or let's say in the JD there is something which you don't know, whether you are experienced or a fresher. So what you need to do, you quickly need to find somebody who have done that job and go to them and talk to them. Can you give me some examples or scenarios, practical examples on scenario that what have you done with such a scenario or such a technology? Write down those points and make sure you use those points in your interview. Okay, prepare your notes well. Prepare your notes. Look at the JD and prepare all the notes if you are missing something. If it is a phone interview or if it is an in-person interview, make sure that those notes are in front of you. If it is a phone interview, just keep it in front of you handy so you can just quickly take a glance at it and tell your story. And if you are going for an interview, put it in front of your car or put it, where you can see, and you can just simply go through these notes, quick glance at it. Learn and master your resume in and out. Okay, this is normal. Now, during the interview, this is very important. During the interview, make sure the first 5 minutes decides whether you're going to get this job or not. So for the first 5 or 6 minutes, make sure you create a beautiful story about yourself. That, the first question any interviewer will ask, tell me about yourself. So tell me about your past experience. Tell me about your recent job. That's the first question they're going to ask. Now, how will you answer it? There are different ways. But one way which I have learned is that, and which was successful most of the time, was this. And when, so let's say I went to an interview and somebody asked me, okay, Dawood, tell me about yourself, man. Okay, so then I start here. Hey, I come from I started working pretty early. I come from a business family. My father, grandfather, they all come from business family. We learned business first, then driving a car or riding a bicycle. And I always have this urge and passion for technology. So at the age of 13 or 14, I started taking my technical certification. I did my C, C++ programming languages, and I just loved it. So I had this business knowledge and I had this technical expertise or passion, and I want to go into a field where I can combine both of these skills. So I found a technology called business intelligence, where I can use my business expertise with technology and deliver business solutions. So that's where I started this career, and I just love everything about it. And every day the problem statements which come in and we have to find a solution for it. I just love it. So that's about me. I have 15 plus years of experience doing this, and I love it. And this is about me, which is not in my resume. Okay. They do not, when they ask you, tell me about yourself, they do not want to hear about your resume. They already know what your experience is. They want to hear something which is other than resume. Okay. So make sure, create your story like this and tell them about this story. Okay. So everybody have their own story, and people love to hear story. Don't just mug up your whole resume and just say, when they say, tell me about yourself. Okay, I have 5 years of experience in doing data solution, doing this and doing that. No. That is not going to work. This is person to person. This is not a person to a computer. No, the front person is not a computer. They already know what's in your resume. They further don't want to know about that. They want to know who you are as a person and why you like this field and where do you want to see yourself. Okay. Give them only that meat which you want them to chew. This is very important, right? A lot of time we go to an interview and we say, I know this, I know this, I know this, I know this. Right. Now, when they ask you the questions, boom, you are done. You are gone with the wind. So don't do that mistake when they ask you, when you are telling them about your story, like, right, I told my story, and you need to tell them you are a subject matter expert in developing reports. If you are not a subject matter expert in developing report, you do not want to focus on that in your talk. You want to focus on something which you actually know and you really can do well. So if I know that I can create beautiful reports and solve any business question, I'm going to focus on that. And when they ask questions, they're going to always ask questions from your statements. So tell me what kind of reports you have created. Tell me what kind of business problems you have solved. If I tell them that, let's say I did data load from the database, which I have never done, but I know that how it works, but I told them I have done it. So now you are opening the box of worms for yourself. Now they will start asking you questions in those, right? So you're going to fail the interview. So don't do that. Give them only that meat which you want them to chew. You guys got this point? Please say yes or no in the chat box. Yes, perfect. Jazakallah khair. Okay, now be polite. Okay, there is a fine line being confident and overconfident. Confident is fine, confident and polite is fine, and overconfidence, I know you also know we all know when we go overconfidence. Don't do that. Be polite, be polite and strong. Don't be overconfident. It's gonna kill you. Okay. Now at the end, I always use this. I already told you that hey, if you are looking for, let's say I messed up few questions, but they like some part of my answer, some of my answers, and they like me, but some of the part they missed it. But what I'm gonna do at the end is, then I'm gonna end with a strong note saying that, hey John, hey, listen, if you are looking for somebody who can really get the job done, no matter what it takes, I have that, I have those skills, I have those knowledge, I have that experience, which can help me deliver what I'm going to be hired for. I make sure that whatever is asked from my end, I am responsible for it and I deliver it on time. That is my part. And if I don't know anything and I am a quick learner, I'm a fast learner, and I'm always ready to learn and deliver it. So that's how you do it. And triple H policy, this is a policy, which is actually very dear to me. My father actually told me, and I actually use it in all of my interview. You guys can actually use it and just say, hey, my brother told me this, so you can just use this for your interview. I believe in, at the end, just tell them, I believe in this triple H policy. And they are like, what is triple H policy? So you just tell them triple H stands for, honesty, hard work, and humility. I believe that, if a person is honest, he goes a long way. But if a person is honest and hardworking and humble, that takes him to a long, long way. But let's say if a person is honest and he's not hardworking, he's a lazy guy, nobody respects him. Other way around, if a person is really hardworking person but a very dishonest person, nobody's going to respect that. So I want to make sure that I create in my life a balance of being honest and hardworking. And when a person has both of these two qualities, he's going to become arrogant. He's going to say, hey, I'm the most honest guy in this company, and I'm the most hardworking guy in this company. So I said, avoid this and bring in humility. So that's where the triple H policy come in, and I implement this and use this in my life daily. So that's what you guys going to do. Okay, use this triple H policy and implement and use this in your interviews. I'm not going to charge you guys for it. So, alhamdulillah. So let's move on. So this is it. And what are the qualities an employer look for? So I covered everything regarding the interview, how to ace an interview, right? I gave you how to prepare, and then for interview, how to prepare, how to talk, and for interview in general, the overall how to deal with an interview, pre and during. And then finally, and by the way, one more thing in this, after the interview, send a good thank you note to the interviewer. Okay, thank you for giving me this opportunity. I would love to, and just say you can find a lot of thank you note online. And in the thank you note, they also mentioned that, why they are so much eager to join this company and what they like about this role. Ask them this question about the team environment, how does it work? And you can just correlate those in your thank you note. Okay, so that's post. I need to add post here as well. I forgot about it, but I remember it now. So make sure you send a thank you note as well. Okay, now employer looks for what? They are not there to not hire you when they call you for interview. It means they actually want to hire you. So make sure you demonstrate these qualities for them. You can just take a screenshot, or you can, I'm not going to go through this. I'm going to just go and finalize the whole presentation. Presentation in next 5 minutes, and then we will take the question and answers. Okay. How many people we have? We have 37, mashallah. Okay. I was expecting 10 people, and we have a lot of people now. So alhamdulillah, let's go. How to succeed. We talked about resume, cover letter, interview, but in general life, how to succeed. So here are the habits of how to become successful. Always have good company. Don't be with those people who are negative, who are always negative. I know sometimes people become negative, but that is fine. Critical thinking is fine. But if somebody is always all the time negative, don't be in that company. Goal setting and plan setting. Make sure you do your goal setting and plan setting days, weeks, or months and years ahead. For years as well. Make sure you have a vision. You have a goal setting table. I have few goals in my life which I have wrote down in my personal notes. So just keep it in there. At least you are not fulfilling 100% of them, but at least you will try to fulfill at least 80, 50, 60% at least, right? So put your goals and plan and settings. Hard work, no cheating and no luck. There is no cheating, there is no luck, okay? It's just hard work. If you are trying to find a way to get around with this, no, it's not going to happen. In long run, it's never going to happen. And don't be I would say don't be a person who is always dependent on somebody. No, never be that person. And everybody likes a person who is responsible and who take care of his own action. And I just hate people, who are just always dependent on somebody else for some of their job. Do your hard work. If you are really, really not able to do it, then go and ask for help. Okay? Then go and ask for help. I'm not saying asking for help is bad. I am just saying first do your work. If you're going to just simply say, hey, that brother is there, I can just go and ask him for help. No, that's not going to work. If your mindset is like that, you will never be successful. Forgive, forget, and apologize. This is very important. This is a very important lesson for me in my life as well. I have done that. I have been there. And I have really, I know there is a lot of baggage involved in our lives. We just need to forgive, or we just need to apologize and move ahead and forget. I know a lot of things have happened in my life as well. I'm pretty sure everybody's life is the same thing. We just, we cannot forget something. We don't want to forgive somebody. So don't do that. Just keep moving, forget, and apologize, and move ahead in your life. Okay, for last slide, I think somebody said about the last slide. Yeah, this is the last slide, habit, this one. If you want to take a screenshot, Brother Iqbal. Okay, employer look for. Okay, now being thankful, this is very important, being thankful. What do we do when we wake up from our sleep? We thank Allah. The dua we make or the prayer we make every morning when we wake up is thanking. So by thanking, you are actually being thankful to Allah for all the blessings He has given you. So be thankful in every situation you are in. Whether it is bad, it is good, be thankful. Allah will bless those who are always thankful. And Allah mentioned in the Quran that there are only very few people who are thankful. There was an incident where Umar ibn Khattab was going in the market, one of the Khalifa at his time when he was the Khalifa, and there was one person in there, and he was praying to Allah that, Ya Allah, make me among the few, make me among the few, make me among the few. And Umar ibn Khattab asked me, what are you praying for? What is this few? Don't you know that there is an ayah in the Quran and there where Allah says there are only few people who are thankful. There are only very few. I want Allah to make me among those few. So Umar ibn Khattab started crying and he said that his ummah, his followers knows more than him, because he was a Khalifa and he should know more than all of them, in terms of knowledge and understanding. But he was like, and he really, it was a good message for all of us. So be thankful. Honesty is still the best policy, and it will be the best policy. No matter how you want to take it, honesty will always be the best policy. Cleanliness. Believe me, nobody likes a person who is unclean, who smells all the time. So be clean all the time. Being punctual. So be punctual. I'm also not great at this, but I am improving, and Alhamdulillah, I have improved a lot. So be punctual, be on time, whether it is interview or any other thing, just showing respect. And one thing I have done in my life is that, which I'm very much proud, is that whenever somebody invites me or whenever I go, I dress well. Even if I had a job or I was not in a good financial position, whatever the scenario was, I always dressed well. Because that's one thing I believe, that you can show respect to the front person who is inviting you. And if you are inviting somebody, always make sure to dress well. This shows that shows and tells the other person that you are giving them the importance. And believe me, people do respect you, give you respect depending on how you dress well. I'm not saying do a fancy, lavish dresses like brands. No. I am talking about dressing well. Being that you look good. Okay. Now, these were the habits of successful people, but what are the habits of the qualities for most successful people? And I got this from Think and Grow Rich book by Napoleon Hill. In this book, he went in and he researched, or he talked to people, more than 700 highly successful people who are millionaires, multimillionaires, and what they do actually, what were their thoughts, what happened with them which made them what they are today. So read this book. This is a really good book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And in this book, he talks about these qualities of successful. I'm not talking about habits. Habits is different, but qualities, what they actually are. So they have beliefs. They have beliefs in big thought and have end goals. Like the brother who just talked to me, he's a CFO. I'm pretty sure you have achieved everything in your career in 25 years. Now, having big thoughts means you can start up your own company, start up your own practice, deliver financial solutions to big company. You don't have to be an advisor to a CFO, CEO. You can open up your own company and become an advisor to all the companies who come to you for consulting. This is just an example I'm giving how we can keep big thoughts. We are ALMPG. We want to become the largest Muslim networking platform in the US. And actually we are now, but we still want to capture the whole market. We have 8,000 to 9,000 people on our platform, which is the largest in terms of any other platform we have seen, whether it's on WhatsApp or any other Google groups. But this is largest, and these are all organic people. These are not like we are just adding up people. No, these are organic people, real people who have created accounts. So that's our dream. And ALMPG dream is, let's say, my personal dream is I want to become a life coach. I want to become a motivational speaker. That's my life dream, and I'm working on it, right? I want to also work in public office. That is my goal in the next 10, 15 years. So this is, you keep a goal for yourself, for your kids. If your kids don't know, tell them, ask them to keep a goal. Being honest to yourself. Hey, I have, you know what, honest, what do I mean by honest? I have gained 20 pounds in COVID. I am being honest to myself that I have ate a lot. I haven't worked that hard because gym was closed. I am a gym addict. I used to go gym almost every day, but after COVID, I didn't work hard. So now what I'm doing is I'm being honest to myself that I haven't put the hard work which was needed to stay in shape. Okay. If you are not honest enough with yourself, you are cheating yourself. You will never go high in your life and become successful. Desire and imagination. One common thing in all these big people, whether they are politicians, big industrialists, motivational speakers, that they had this desire and imagination that they want to see themselves in this position in next 10 years. This is the desire or imagination, like Tesla. Elon Musk has desire or imagination that electric vehicle will work and it will change the whole industry. Was he able to achieve that? Yes. How did he achieve that? Because he had the desire, he had this imagination. So that's where it comes in. Specialized knowledge. And every one of these successful people have their specialized knowledge in one field. Whether this brother who reached out to me, he has a specialization in finance. I have a specialization in talking with people. I have emotional intelligence. I can talk to people at any emotional level, and I can connect with them. And I know I can talk well with people, and I can make them understand what they want to do. And now, so decision makers are a procrastinator. Now you have to decide it. Most of these people were decision makers. They used to make decisions fast and quick. You can ask our team ALMPG. We make a few decisions every week. And Elias calls me and discuss me about this scenario and this situation and this, and we just take the decision. We said, okay, let's go do this, let's do this, and let's make this happen. So that's how decision makers are. You need to take decisions. Stop procrastinating. Organize, utilizing the resource you have. Organization is really important. I could say 50% organized person, but I'm a creative person. On the other hand, the next 50% is taken care by my creativeness. But make sure you are organized and you know when to do, what to do, and what time you need to do. Self-control, procrastination, laziness, and anger. You are the only person who can control this. Nobody can else do it for you. Okay, self-control. Channelize your emotion. If you want to really prove somebody wrong, that you are not that person, what they tell you, prove them wrong. How do you prove them wrong? Channelize your emotion and get that success what you're looking for. Okay, now control your anger and control your fear. Be fearless. You do not have to fear. Like just one brother asked me, right? Can I put my Muslim name? Of course. Be fearless. Your name is Muhammad. Don't change it for Mo. Don't change it for anything. Be brave. Put Muhammad. My full name is Ghulam Muhammad Al Dawood Ahmed. In my job, my full name is displayed, and everybody knows that I am a Muslim, and I am proud of that. And everybody asks me, hey, what do you go by? And I said, you can call me Dawood. They call me by Al, they call me by Muhammad, they call me by Ahmed, they call me by Ghulam. And I say, I go with Dawood, but my full name is displayed there. Even on my badge, my full name is displayed, and I'm not shy. I'm not shying about that. People know me. Everybody I talk to, I think more than 300-400 people in my organization Southern California knows me, and everybody knows me that know that I'm a Muslim, and I display that, and I tell them, hey, it's time for my prayer. Hey, I'm not shying about it. So be fearless, whether you are dealing. And I tell them I don't drink, and I tell them we are not supposed to eat pork, and I tell them we are not supposed to take interest, and I tell my team members, I tell my colleagues who I work with daily. You do not have to be shy of what you are and who you are, okay? So keep that in mind. Finally, this is done. If you guys want to take a screenshot of this, go ahead. I'll just wait for 3 seconds, and then we will move to some of the du'as from the Quran, and we'll just end up the session, inshallah. I know it's a little bit late, but I wanted to cover a few things, so make sure that even if you guys are 30 people here, I want to make sure everybody gets what they're looking from this webinar. Okay, so let's go du'as from the
One last thing, brother, can you post this a link to this presentation, please?
Of course, we will put it on ALMPG. You can download it directly from there. Okay, don't worry about it.
All right, great, thanks.
Ask your creator, make dua. Dua is very important. Make dua how much you want. There is no limit. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the most recited dua by him was Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina azaban nar. We all know this dua. Make sure you do this dua. One of the beautiful dua of Musa alayhi salam is Rabbi inni lima anzalta ilayya min khairin faqir. Oh my Lord, truly I am in need of whatever good you bestow on me. So this is very important. Make this dua. This dua, Musa alayhi salam, when he made this dua, go and learn about this dua. When he made this dua, Allah changed his situation. He had no job, he had no food, he had no clothes, he was wearing a slipper, a shoe which was torn off, he was struggling in every way possible. So when he made this dua, Allah changed things. But he made this dua only after doing something, doing a hard work, doing a good deed, and then he made this dua. And Allah changed his life after this. Allah not only gave him a wife, he gave him children, he gave him a family, he gave him a house, he gave him a job. All of this just by making this dua. Go and learn about this dua. Rabbi inni lima anzalta ilayya min khairin faqir. In fact, just my story, and my team knows this, when I was out of job, to fulfill the sunnah of Musa alayhi salam, I sat under a tree and I recited the same dua crying one day on a street. Yeah, and literally I did that just to fulfill the sunnah of Musa alayhi salam. So you can actually do that too. So dua of Yunus alayhi salam, we all know what happened with Yunus alayhi salam. Yunus alayhi salam transgressed the role he was given. He didn't fulfill it, and he got angry, and he went into the ocean, boarded a ship, and then the whale came in, the fish came in, and hitting the boat, and the people said, hey, somebody is not a good person in this road. They need to go out. They did the loss, and all the 3 times the name of Yunus alayhi salam came in, and he jumped in, and the fish ate him. That's it. So after that, in the belly of the fish, he made this dua, Rabbi inni lima anzalta, la ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. No matter what your problem is, no matter in which situation you are stuck in, if you by heart, by Allah, I have seen miracles in my life. I have done it. If you recite this dua, that Allah will send you help from, I don't know, man, how mysterious it is, how Allah helps. But this has actually worked with me in many scenarios, in many scenarios. In many scenarios in my life. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. Okay, make sure you by heart that dua. And finally, the dua of Ayyub alayhi salam, when you all know the story of Ayyub alayhi salam. If you don't know, go ahead, learn about it. And he made a beautiful dua when everything in his life was gone. He didn't mean dua that asking Allah, complaining Allah, Ya Allah, you have taken everything from me. No, he said, Verily, distress has seized me, and you are the most merciful of those who shows mercy. Anni massaniya durru wa anta arhamur rahimin. He is not complaining to Allah. Ya Allah, you have sent all the problems to me. Indeed, Allah has sent the problem. Allah tested him. But he never said, he said, really, distress has touched me or seized me. He didn't say, oh, you have done it. The first thing in our life, what we do if we are unsuccessful at anything, we blame somebody, our spouses, or family members, or the situation we are in. No. He just, what he said in his situation, just go and read about his story. He lost everything in his life. His kids, his land, his property, his money, his wealth, everything he lost. And then at last on the bed, when he is dying, his skin is all rotten. Insects are coming out of his belly in his from his skin. He makes this dua only after his wife insists. Otherwise, he was ready to take up this challenge to, when Allah was testing him. Only his wife told him, why don't you pray to Allah? You are the Nabi of Allah. You are the Prophet of Allah. Why don't you pray him? So this is the dua he made. And look how beautiful this dua is. Verily, distress has seized me, and you are the most merciful of all those who shows mercy. And indeed, Allah is the most merciful of all of those who shows mercy. Okay? So make sure you remember this dua. Things to be winner. That's it. These are the dua and winner. I'm going to just put it in there. If you are really in need of a job, just do this. Okay? Seek forgiveness. Make a lot of istighfar. Istighfar is important. Allah says in the Quran that, those of you who seek forgiveness, we will bless you with wealth, with children, and make for you gardens and make for you rivers. So this is the statement of Allah. So it's not going to go away. Okay? So make istighfar. Make a lot of istighfar in your life while driving car, going to masjid, coming to masjid, going up in your house, and wherever you have a chance. Istighfar. Recite durood in abundance and durood upon our Nabi. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala nabiyina Muhammad. Recite Surah Waqia. Allah's Messenger said, Surah Waqia is, whoever recites Surah Al-Waqia at night would never encounter poverty. Surah Al-Waqia is a surah of wealth, so recite it and teach it to your children. Ibn Askari and Ibn Sunni 620. Help someone in need and dua or physical help. Please. And then I have seen this and my whole team knows this. They have seen miracles in their life. Help somebody who is in need. If you help them, Allah will help you. And this is true actually. Prophet Muhammad said, whoever relieves the hardship of a believer, whether it is a believer or not believer, believe me, it's Allah helps you if you help his abd. For Allah, everybody is his abd, believer in this world or in this world. Allah will relieve his hardship on the day of resurrection. Whoever help ease someone in difficulty, God will make it easy for him in this world and in the hereafter. And on, it's a big hadith. It's a hadith Sahih Muslim 2699. Go ahead and take a look at this hadith. Pray tahajjud. It is very important. I'm going to quickly say one word on this, one line on this. Imam Ahmad said, dua made in tahajjud is like an arrow which never misses its target. So if you really want something which is halal and legal, okay? If you really want something, make sure you go and pray tahajjud, okay? Ask your parents and spouse to make dua for you. Dua made by your spouse will change everything for you. Tell me which was the first relationship on the earth. It was not parents and children. It was not brother, sister. It was spouse. It was husband and wife. Adam and Eve. Adam alayhi salam and Eve. So it's spouse. So ask your spouse to make dua for you. Utilize the free time you have to help others and get close to your Creator. Believe me, helping others give you not only just satisfaction, but it gives you immense pleasure and satisfaction in your life. You are thankful to Allah. Any way possible, physically, financially, just making dua for them, or morally just supporting them, just giving them a call and just saying, hey, I'm sorry about your loss, and whatever it is. Okay. Finally, we are ending this session. If anybody have any questions, let's take 5 minutes to take those questions. Ilyas bhai, if you are listening to me, we have a WhatsApp group for ALMPG job and support help. Please put that link here in the chat box. If anybody have any questions, if we miss it today, they can ask it there. So please, if you don't mind, can you put that WhatsApp group link here. So if anybody wants to ask me any question later on, please feel free. Any questions so far? I know we covered a lot. The recording is available. The PowerPoint slides will be available. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. That's not a problem. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So I think I asked this question before, but I want to go in more details. So about the numbers in the resume. So in my work, I used to work as a web developer or a software developer, where like we used to work on a task like for a few months or for a couple of weeks, and the one project may take like up to 6 months. So this is a small numbers. So how can we as you said, we have to put like big numbers in resume. So how can we put that in resume? In this case, yeah.
All right, but we always don't have to go for big numbers. We will put in whatever numbers we have in our career. Let's say you have developed 20 different websites. That's a lot of work. Each website, 6 months or 3 months, multiply 20 by 6 is a lot. Is 120 months, which is close to 10 years of experience. So you can say created or worked on multiple websites, or just say 15 plus websites. What have you done in there? You have, let's say there was a tight budget or a tight deadline. So you can say in a tight deadline, whatever the deadline was, completed a website within 1 month. So this is not going to give them the big numbers. This is going to tell them about you, what you have actually achieved and accomplished. That's what we are talking about. We are not after big numbers. If you are into finance, then you can say, hey, I have analyzed records which were $100 million worth. If you are into banking, you can say numbers, big numbers. My branch used to manage $1 million, $10 million, $100 million budget. No, that's not what we are after. If you are a project manager, let's say you handle $2 million project, $1 million, you can say. But we are into this to tell them what we have accomplished. As you, excuse me, as you just mentioned to me that you have worked on numerous projects, tell them what kind of project you have worked on. You have worked on finance project, you have worked on websites for retail industry, technology industry, whatever projects you have worked on. You know in and out. You know, in every field, the guy knows what is the best or what is like more like an accomplishment, like, oh yeah, I have done that. I feel satisfied about that. So put those accomplishments. It doesn't have to be all the time big numbers. Okay. Does that answer your question, sister? Okay. So any other questions?
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes. So it's not about the big numbers. Remember, it's about accomplishment. I never said big number. I said accomplishment. Put your accomplishment there. So always make sure, because web developer, as you're saying, you're a web developer. Everybody knows what's a web developer. The job description already says, hey, we are hiring a web developer. So they don't know. They actually know what they're hiring for. They want to know what you have accomplished. So let them know that you have accomplished this. Being a woman, alhamdulillah, you have accomplished 15 websites in last 2 or 3 years, 4 years. Being a full-time mother, you have accomplished these. So tell them, and don't be shy. You know, just let them know. Okay. What else? Anything else? Okay. All right. So feel free to ask questions. Brother Elias has put the WhatsApp chat. You can join the chat and you can ask me questions there as well. I am there. Brother Elias is there. So no questions. If I miss any question, I know I thought, you know, to end the session in 2 hours. We are 12 minutes more. So inshallah, I will go forward and try to end this session. We also have a nonprofit organization, by the way, brothers and sisters. It's called the Startup Council, where we help technology entrepreneurs who have technology idea. You can come to us and we will guide you how to become successful in this or launch your business. Okay, so you can go to www.thestartupcouncil.org. Brother Adnan Siddiqui is currently leading this organization. He is the president. MashaAllah, great guy, phenomenal experience. He can help you with your requirement, inshallah. I'm also a part of the team, but not so active member, but you can definitely seek help from Brother Adnan Siddiqui. He's the current president for this organization. Next time, Further, this is ALMPG. We are not here for making money. We want to help and give back to the community. So support us in any way, become a member, spread the word, volunteer or partner with us or advertise with us, and reach out to us at moderator at almpg.com. How you can volunteer: if you have something which you want to share with the community which can benefit, a technology, you know a field which not a lot of people are in, you can come to us and we can set up a webinar with UNX and ask people to learn about this, and we can educate people about it, right? So that's how you can volunteer, okay? Reach out to us at moderator@almpg.com. We have our iOS app and Android app as well. We are on all the other platforms, social media platform. You can connect with us there. So Jazakallah khair, Jazakumullah khair and Kaseera for everybody who joined in today. My intention and the intention of our team was that, we are at least able to help one person from this session. If we are able to do that, then I think we have achieved what we are looking for. So may Allah bless you all with all the success. And if you have any problems, situation, may Allah make it easy for you. Just be patient and give your best. My email is dawood@almpg.com. My LinkedIn ID is Dawood Ahmed GM. You can connect me with that. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I have been speaking, so my throat is a little bit sour now. So let's connect. So please make dua for me and my family, ALMPG team. Ilyas Bhai, he has spent a lot of time doing this. So please make dua for him and everybody who participated. May Allah make it easy for you. So I'm going to end this session with this dua. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. صدق الله العظيم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is your brother Dawood Ahmed saying goodbye to all of you from whole ALMPG team. Jazakallah khair. We'll connect inshallah.